Hello, I'm Chrystal. I'm 19 years old and last year I embarked on the most exciting adventure of my life. I'm about to explain to you why and how I ended up going to Shillington in New York City. I'm a visual person, so I'm gonna draw it out for you. Oh, and I apologize if my hat gets in the way. It does that sometimes. As you can probably tell from my accent, I'm Australian, specifically from Sydney. Now in New South Wales, during your final year of high school, you have to sit through tests called the HSC. They are gloriously known as the most challenging thing a high schooler has to go through. Personally, the hardest thing was balancing the fact that it was my last year of school and trying to enjoy that, while also having to study and try to get a good enough mark in the exams to then be able to get into the university of my choice. Long story short, I had maybe too much fun during the year and had my mind on other things and didn't get a high enough mark to get into uni. All of it didn't really matter to me because 2 years prior to those exams, I created a plan. I knew from a young age that I wanted to live in New York someday. So I thought as soon as I finished school, I would defer my offer at uni, if I got in, and take a gap year to travel to New York and study there. My mum and I did some research on schools in New York City and eventually discovered, drumroll please, Shillington School of Graphic Design. It was beyond perfect, and to see what it was like before I completely committed, I attended an info session at the Sydney campus. That's when I knew. In January of 2017, I signed those application forms and the process began. I would start the course in September that year. I got myself 4 jobs to accumulate enough money to live comfortably while I was there and created a list of things I needed to do before going. Get my I-20 form from Shillington, take a new passport photo, go to the US Embassy in Sydney for the M1 visa interview, pay that visa fee, book flights, find an apartment, and pay the full tuition fee. After checking off each of these things, the day arrived and it was time to leave. My mum came with me and we had an interlude in La La Land. After hanging out with Chippendale, the real adventure was about to begin. It was my time to finally take a bite out of the Big Apple.